complicated such. Stable as we go, consistent as we grow.
Whether you're looking for a couple's romantic retreat or a family vacation or friends' weekend getaway, Charleston with its historic architecture, charming cobblestone street and its palmetto trees, world-class food scene, and wonderful beaches is a perfect destination for anyone to experience and fall under the city's spell. While its history can be very troubling, it is there for us not to erase or edit, but to learn from. In this video, we will show you the many things to see and do in Charleston, which was the #1 city in the US and Canada and in the world, and America's most romantic city by Travel+Leisure. We arrived in Charleston just in time for lunch, and we went to Hyman Seafood along Meeting Street. The taste and quality of the food at an affordable price, the service, atmosphere, and our experience is so wonderful that we highly recommend Hyman's. After the scrumptious lunch, we explored the French Quarter, starting off with Charleston City Market, a 4-block market over 200 years old with vendors of arts and crafts and food. From the City Market, we walk along Meeting Street going south towards the Battery, admiring the streets lined with palmetto trees, Charleston single houses, then turning left at Cumberland Street, passing by the Powder Magazine, which is a gunpowder magazine and museum completed in 1713, becoming the oldest surviving public building in the former province of North Carolina. It was used as a gunpowder store through the American Revolutionary War and later saw other uses. Then we turned right at Church Street. And the first church of the many churches in Charleston that we saw was St. Philip's Church, established in 1938, and the city's oldest congregation. On the church side and right across the street is its cemetery. At the corner of Queen Street and Church Street is the French Huguenot Church, a Protestant church following the Reformed theology. Right across the church is Dock Street Theater, with its ornate building facade and its elegant interior and woodwork that presents dramas, comedies, and musicals. Then we turn left to Chalmers Street, where the old Slave Mart Museum is located. This place and this former slave auction building tell the story of the slave trade in this city, a sad and dark past that cannot be edited or erased, but a past that we can learn from. Then we turn right to State Street, then left to Broad Street to turn right on East Bay Street. And on the left side of the street is South Carolina's most historic building, built in 1771 as a commercial exchange and custom house. The old exchange and Provost dungeon has been a Charleston landmark for nearly 250 years. Today, it is a non-profit historic site that focuses on the American Revolution and colonial Charleston. About 2 blocks away is the Rainbow Row, with 13 pastel-painted Georgian-style row houses dating from 1748 to 1845. Past these row houses, East Bay Street becomes East Battery Street. So we're heading to the Battery. It is the Coastal Defense Civil War artillery that is here in the lower Charleston Peninsula. The Battery is a landmark defensive seawall and promenade, named for a Civil War coastal defense artillery battery at the site. It stretches along the lower shores of the Charleston Peninsula, bordered by the Ashley and Cooper rivers, which meet here to form Charleston Harbor. The Battery Promenade showcases 2 to 3-story houses called Charleston Singles, an iconic Charleston architecture which is common throughout the peninsula and is part of the city's makeup and charm. Some of these houses are open for tours, showcasing architecture, furnishings, and family artifacts. At the tip of this peninsula is White Point Garden, a public garden that offers picnic areas, paved paths, military statues, and cannons. Just strolling here at the Battery on our 32nd wedding anniversary. From the Battery, we walk back north to Byrds' famous cookies at the corner of Church and South Market Street. Although its headquarters is in Savannah, Georgia, it has retail stores not just in Charleston, but also in Myrtle Beach and Tennessee. So what did you buy?
I bought a chocolate chip cookie for Ellie and Anna.
So we're gonna try to taste the coconut cake here at Venice by Peninsula Grill. So we can't wait to taste that one at the hotel. How much is it?
$16.65.
Oh wow, that must be the most expensive cake. But it's really big slice, right? Complimentary coffee and tea. There's a small fridge. A balcony. So I made a reservation for dinner at Magnolias. Lion ordered low country bouillabaisse with shrimps, scallops, mussels, seasonal fish, andouille sausage, potatoes, corn, okra, bell peppers, shellfish, pot liquor, and bread.
This soup is very good. Oh my gosh, this is so delicious.
While I ordered shellfish over grits with sauteed shrimps, sea scallop, creamy white grits, lobster butter sauce, and fried spinach. This is really good. It's so creamy, so fresh, so good. We're good. Doesn't need any seasoning. It's good already, as it is. Yeah.
That's what we like to hear.
Yeah, thank you. So Lion gave me her plate of the low country bouillabaisse, and I can't stop eating right now. It's just bursting with flavors with fish, shrimp, with scallops, the sausage, but all the seafoods I really like. It's really fresh. And the okra and the potato and the soup is just so good. I can't stop. You gotta taste mine too.
I'm enjoying this.
Shrimp over grits, that's a traditional southern cuisine. But low country bouillabaisse. Low country is basically in the eastern part of South Carolina towards the coast. And I didn't know until I came here when I did my research. So there's actually low country cuisine. It's more like southern cuisine, but so distinct. Here's 2 more years together. And the restaurant gave us these.
A K-pop?
And brownies?
Yes, and a brownie. That's so sweet. Thank you, Rachel, for the very good service and for the very good recommendation.
Rachel is our server.
She's very nice.
When we got back to the hotel, we tasted the coconut cake.
It's good. The cake is dense, not too sweet. It's delicious, but it's not my favorite.
So that's it for now. Good night and see you tomorrow.
We have a good night.
The following morning, we went to the Joe Raleigh Waterfront Park and Pier for a relaxing morning stroll. So the pineapple represents Southern hospitality. Traditionally in Charleston, South Carolina, when American sailors would return, the wives would hang pineapple at their door to show that their husband has returned. Then we drove to the Four Corners of Law. The Four Corners of Law here in Charleston, located at the intersection of Broad Street and Meeting Street, represents the 4 buildings: municipal, county, federal, and church. And next to the City Hall is a park. If you have watched The Outer Banks on Netflix, this is familiar to you. This is where Sarah and John B. strolled through Washington Square Park once they hopped off the ferry. Then we drove to the American Theater along King Street. For all of you notebook fans out there, this is the American Theater, this side of Ali and Noah's movie Double Date. This is an iconic Upper King Street location. It is now used as venues for weddings and other events. So from the American Theater, we're going to Sullivan's Island. We're now here at Fort Moultrie. It's named in honor of General Moultrie or Colonel Moultrie, who led the South Carolinian forces against the invasion of the British forces. So he prevented the British forces from taking over Charleston in 1776. This was during the American Revolutionary War. Within the historic Moultrieville is Stella Marie's Catholic Church, named for its proximity to Fort Moultrie. There's a beach access next to the fort, so we're gonna go there. That's the Fort Sumter, where the first shot was fired during the Civil War. So So we've decided to come over here at Isle of Palms just to check it out. It's a nice beach area, quieter than Sullivan's Island. But of course, during summer, wherever you are along the coast, whether it's Sullivan's Island or Isle of Palm, it's gonna be crowded in the beach area. There are lots of rest houses here, but then there's some beach access to the public beach area. So this is the old village of Mount Pleasant, a location for films, The Notebook, and Outer Banks. In the film, this was the Seabrook Inn. And Pitt Street Pharmacy is where Noah and Ali go on an ice cream date.
I finally got my ice cream here at Pitt Store.
You want some ice cream? All right, catch you back up later. So we're now here at the Shem Creek Park. There's actually a parking lot here. It's free, and there's also a rest area before you walk along the boardwalk. So most of the boating scenes in the Outer Banks were filmed here. So this is kind of a low country locale of locals and visitors. A good place to hike and just hang around, and there are shops around the area too. Okay, so I ordered Saffron
Saffron chicken. I ordered beef with mushroom.
And the beef with mushroom is really good. But the thing is, the Saffron
Chicken
didn't come. She thought we were just sharing the beef with porcini mushroom on an Italian pasta. But because Line mentioned that we're gonna share, right?
Yeah.
But anyways, we're in a rush because we're on a 2-hour parking. We only put like good for 1 hour.
We ran out of quarters.
We're out of quarters, so we're good anyways. We're actually full because it's a large portion. The beef is actually tender, and big chunks of beef, and the sauce was so creamy, and it's really good. It's filling actually. So I think if we had the saffron chicken, that will be too much, right? So anyways, we only spent like $20. Yeah, so far here in Charleston. Here in the city of Charleston, the restaurants, the fine dining are really expensive, I think, right?
Yes.
But it's worth it, you know. So we splurged yesterday. Today is actually just good.
Good morning, everyone.
We are here in Johns Island, Charleston area, South Carolina, to see this live oak tree. It's called the Angel Oak Tree.
It's believed to be 400 to 500 years old.
And it stands at about 66.5 feet tall and measures about 28 feet in circumference. And look at that. It's so beautiful. If you're familiar with the children's book, The Giving Tree by Shel Silverstein, you will appreciate this iconic historic landmark here in Charleston. There were ghost stories. They said that there were angels carrying around the tree, but that is not the reason why this is named Angel Tree. It is named after the owner of this land, the Angel family, before it was acquired by the city. There's no fee to enter, but it is gated, and the gates open at around 9 a.m. closes at 4:30. I would advise you come early because the parking area is just really small. The whole area is called the Angel Oak Park. From here, we're gonna go to Cypress Gardens. So we're now here at Cypress Gardens, another film location of the movie The Notebook. So in the movie The Notebook, Ali and Noah were here boating with lots of swans. There's no swan here, but there are actually alligators here. There's no crocodiles, but alligators. But don't you worry, it's the temperature is cold right now. It's still winter, January, and alligators tend to hibernate and they stay in warmer waters. So there's somewhere there, somewhere here, hibernating. And if they are here, if they're close to us, they're not gonna eat us because they need to have a high temperature to be hungry. Line is now a pro with rowing.
Hey, we're making it.
We made it through. So that was a lot of fun. And there are other things to do here, but we're just here mainly for that film location. Pictures and videos don't do it justice. You have to come to Charleston, South Carolina, and decide for yourself if it can qualify as one of your best cities or romantic getaways in the US. After all, it is your own unique experiences that can make or break your Charleston vacation. Hit like, comment down below, and subscribe if you haven't yet, and hit the notification bell so you will be alerted when the next video will be released.
Thank you for watching.